Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Delphine and today it's now beginning of June, so we are back for the May favorites. So it's a bit of everything I've liked, from fashion to books, games, all these kind of things. And I thought also it's the opportunity, because I don't really know when to tell you about that, but I think it's kind of funny. I have a kind of a weird hobby. I'm gonna tell you more about it towards the end of the video, you will see. But yeah, let's get started with some fashion. So month of May was here. I don't know where it was, where you're living, but the weather was all over the place. Cold, warm, rainy, sunny, everything in the same day. I mean, it's quite normal during this time, but it was not so easy. And what I've been loving and wearing a lot are like what I'm wearing today, these little Uniqlo pullovers. I made a haul about them. I love them. They're great. I have several versions, v-necks and also round necks. I have several colors. I'm always checking and buying new colors because they are merino wool, so they are 100% merino wool. So it's really good, because if it's a bit cold, a bit windy, it will keep you warm, and at the same time it's a natural material, so it's still breathable, and you will also not get super sweaty when it gets warm. You can also just pull the sleeves up, and because it's quite thin, it's, I don't know, it's just a perfect balance between being warm and not too warm, and so it's really great for this weather. You can also layer them, so I've been wearing them also with a shirt under, for example, these kind of things. I have started an Instagram account. I post some of my daily looks there, so don't hesitate to have a look if you have an Instagram account and you're interested, and then you will probably see these pullovers coming. I mean, now we're getting in June, so it might get warmer. There might be, hopefully, a bit more of summer clothing, but you can see the past looks I've done with these pullovers. So yeah, that's all the colors, v-necks, round necks. You can take them a bit oversized like I did by taking a size slightly bigger. You can take them a bit fitter, whatever. Great. And quality is amazing. I have some since like almost 10 years, and they're all as good as my Ralph Lauren ones, or any other ones. And sometimes some friends are very surprised when I tell them that it's actually Uniqlo, because they're like, "Wow, but it looks like so great quality." Yes, it does. So yeah, this is, I think, one of my favorites for this month in terms of fashion. And I don't have many other favorites. I've been really changing, using a lot of different things. So for fashion, that would be it. And for hobbies and so on, I've been watching a lot the TV show Death in Paradise. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm very happy because they are probably currently filming the next season, so there will be more coming. And I like this kind of TV shows. I like generally this kind of police investigation TV shows. I've been watching a lot of them over the years. So yeah, that's something I like. I enjoyed in this one what could be different compared to some others, or what could be appealing, or something like that, is first Death in Paradise. It happens in what they call Paradise. It's a little island in the Caribbeans. And so this is already very nice. You know, especially now, as I said, the weather was like sunny, cold, and then you go and you watch this TV show and you have this beautiful sea and this amazing weather, and yeah, this was already very nice. Then something also that might be a bit different compared to some other TV show is the cast is changing actually quite a lot. This threw me off a bit at the beginning, because almost every season one of the members will change. So you have like a main character, which will be the lead detective investigator, and then there are 3 team members. And then you have also 2, 3, let's say, side characters. Like you have the commissioners, and you also have so you have the commissioner, and you also have a woman who owns a bar and so on, and she's also involved in a few other things, but I will not spoil the TV shows to you. These 2 don't change, the commissioner and the woman, but all the other characters change. The team members change, the lead investigator change. It does not change at the same time. They typically rotate, and there is a story behind it. It's not just that they vanish, right? And at the beginning, yeah, I didn't know how to feel about that, because I don't know, I like to grow attached to some of the characters, and then seeing them, you're like, okay, how is that gonna be now? I kind of liked him, but after seeing several of these iterations, I actually thought it is great because they managed to keep the balance. They still cast, at least for the team member, you still have someone with a strong personality, you have a bit more serious person, you have some feminine energy. So they still keep kind of a balance, but they change it. And the lead detective is, in fact, is always a British guy, so there's always a bit fun around, and they are exploring kind of different facets and personalities, and they also all have different ways to approach the fact of being sent over to the island. They have all different history background, and actually I found after a while that it makes it more interesting, because actually in real life, things change, and it's also interesting to see how they all have different ways to approach the investigative work, different ways to approach all of that. And so yeah, this I really liked also, funnily. And the concept of this TV show, because it's also on an island compared to some other police and investigative things I've seen, is it's not that they have unlimited suspects. The thing is, it's a murder that took place. There is often only a few people that could be involved in the murder, like 3 to 5, maybe 6, but it's normally not a huge list. And it's often either something that was looking like a natural death, an accident, a suicide, something like that, or it's like, okay, it has been obviously killed, but no one could have done it. Like they all have a great alibi. The guy was somewhere where it's not possible to access it. Like it's not just who did it, but how is that even possible? And this is also pretty cool, I think, because there's always very ingenious ways, and so it's a great show. I've been enjoying it a lot. I was very surprised also. I feel slightly ashamed of that. It takes place on an island called Sainte Marie, and so they tell a bit of history at the beginning. So it was owned by the French and then the British and so on. And I think the last ones to own it were the British. So people speak typically, the show is all in English. You will hear a bit of French here and there because the population there speak French and also. And I don't know, it's, I was like, okay, Sainte Marie, British. It sounds very plausible because there are islands like that. But I was like, and then I Googled it, guys. Yeah, to get the confirmation that the island does not exist. Obviously, they invented it. They drew inspiration from existing ones, and they filmed in Guadeloupe, which is a Caribbean island. It's French, and so yeah, it's very funny. But I feel slightly ashamed that I actually had a doubt whether Sainte Marie exists. But well, whatever. I googled it. I got more clever. Then that's it for this TV show. I think I already said a lot, but I really feel it's a bit different, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah. Then in terms of books, I've been reading this book. It's from, okay, I'm gonna butcher his last name, and I'm very sorry, but Ali Abdal, probably something like that. Feel Good Productivity: How to Do More of What Matters to You. And they say it here. The secret to productivity isn't discipline, it's joy. And this is super interesting. It's really a good book. It's really a good read. It's backed up with a lot of research. It's written in a way where you always have some anecdotes, like a little story, a personal thing, or something that happened to someone, how that led to some like thinking and potential discovery, to research, papers being published, scientific conclusions drawn from that, and how you could then apply it to you. So they are for each part, so it's cut in different parts, and for each part there is then some experiments, kind of things like you can do for trying to apply this to you. So it's not just all theory, it's also experiments, practical example how to do it for you. And it's also fun to read because there is those anecdotes and so on. It's light and easy to read. It's taking me still time because I'm taking notes at the same time. It's something I decided I should start doing because I like to read productivity books or personal development books here and there. But I have a terrible memory, so I tend to forget everything. And so I thought, I should keep some notes, and then instead of having to reread the whole book every time, I could just check my notes. And also, I found sometimes when I take notes, I remember better things. I won't go into much more detail because otherwise that could be a video in itself, actually, which is a good point. I don't know. Would you be interested also if sometimes when I read such personal development books, like more these kind of books, if I would do a separate video with like summarizing a bit the key points of the book? I don't know. Let me know if that's something that you would be interested in, because I could definitely do it based on the notes I've been taking. So if you would be interested, just let me know. In terms of games, I've been still playing the Nintendo Switch. I cannot show it to you yet. It's too early, but I've been enjoying it a lot. It's Nintendo Switch. It's Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, the latest Zelda. So it's already out since several months. I'm not particularly fast, but I don't really mind playing it when it's just came out or when it's hype. I play it when it feels right to me, and it felt right now. I don't have much time for playing because I've been busy reading, watching the TV show, although I play often while watching the TV show, like I combine things, otherwise I will never find the time during the day. And yeah, I really like it. I've been struggling. I'm still like completely at the beginning. I'm at the first temple. I did the sanctuaries, allowing me to open the first temple. And it's been a struggle. I mean, it's really nice. The graphics are good. Everything. I really, really like it. It's a struggle because of me, because I'm sometimes, I don't know. I don't have the word. I'm sometimes so. Why do I try to do it hard when there's an easy way? And so yeah, I did the sanctuaries, and then there was an obvious way back to the temple, and I thought, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go another way, which obviously did not work because you were meant to take the other road. And somehow, because I can be stubborn, I kept trying. I kept dying in all kind of weird ways, falling, drowning, being killed by whatever, being crushed. I mean, all kind, falling in the emptiness, falling from a cliff, dying of cold, whatever, all of it. Yeah, and I finally surrendered and took the normal path, and now I'm at the temple, and yeah, let's see. But it's really good. Yeah, I was playing Breath of the Wild, what the name, before. You will find some of the elements again, the same classic Zelda, like you can cook, you have beautiful graphics, weapons, mechanism, it's a bit the same, but there are also some new things, some new design, the kind of powers you can use. You have different ones, like you can also build stuff, which is pretty cool, I think. Pretty cool functionality. So yeah, so it's very interesting. I'm still at the beginning. I will probably be able to tell you more. I don't know when I will be finished with it, if next month or in 2-3 months, let's see. But yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. And last but not least, yeah, I thought I should probably tell you about a weird hobby I have, because it's also taking me quite some time. And I mean, I'm saying it's a weird hobby. I don't know. Some people might say it's a cool hobby. Funnily, I met my best friend like that when we were kids, when I was 10 years old. So it's not something new. It's something I've loved since forever. And I just recently came back to it a few months ago. And yeah, we just started this series now, and there was a break, and now it started again. So because I'm taking classes. And I feel like I'm just talking. Let me show you. I will show you. Maybe that will give you an idea. If you follow me on Instagram, you already probably had a glimpse of it. But yeah, does that help you? Understanding what I might be doing as a weird hobby. I'm learning hieroglyphs, guys. yes, like ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Like this is from a temple. Yeah, so I'm taking classes for that. So I've always loved ancient Egypt since I'm a kid. That's, as I said, how I met my best friend when we were 10. I was already trying to learn the hieroglyphs by myself. She thought, kind of weird, but how cool, came talk to me. We're still best friends now, more than 20 years later. And last year, I follow an account on Instagram. She's amazing. She's called Vintage Egyptologist. It's Dr. Colleen Darnell. And she's a professor at Yale. She's a doctor. And she also is an Egyptologist. So that's why there are breaks sometimes in in the classes because she goes to Egypt and still do archaeological digs. I think you say digs in English. Excavation and all of that, so research and so on. And there's a season for that in terms of weather and all of it. So when she's there, of course, she cannot always do the classes. And her Instagram account, if you want to follow some vintage Egyptologist, is also fascinating because she loves vintage fashion, like the beginning of the 90s a lot. And she's a gorgeous woman, and she posts also a lot of pictures about this passion of her. It's incredible. It's incredible. And she also, it's very interesting because in her Instagram, in her pictures, she relates outfits with, like for example, she will wear something with silk. She will tell you about silk in the ancient Egyptian and kingdom and so on and so on. And so it's fascinating also to read the captions. And so I was following her because of that, the fashion, her personality, the ancient Egypt aspect, obviously too. And then she once shared that she also has a specific account for that, which is called How to Read Hieroglyphs. And she shared that she will be giving online classes, Zoom classes. So she's based in the US. So she very nicely do 2 times. So one is on the evening, so I cannot join this because it will be the middle of the night for me here. But she also does a session in the beginning, middle of the afternoon, US time, and I mean US East Coast time, if I'm not wrong. And this is very good for me because then this is in the evening for me and I can follow this class. It's perfect just when the kids are in bed. And so you can just subscribe to the class and then you can just join. It's live. She will send you materials. You can work on the translation before or not. There's like what I'm doing at the moment, translation classes. Before that, I took some grammar classes, like really just basic learning. And yeah, it's just really, really great. It's like a childhood dream of mine to learn that. And it takes me a lot of time because I'm not very good yet. I'm still really at the beginning of the learning. So I have to look for a lot of vocabulary. I'll have to look for a lot of things and so on. And the ancient Egyptians are also tricky. Like, they don't always write all the hieroglyphs. Sometimes they change the order of them because, it fits better and so on. And when you're an expert and you have years of practice like her, yeah, of course you can, know that and you can make it. But when you're a beginner, it's so confusing when words are missing, other things are all over the place and you're just like, yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. That's maybe, I don't know what you think about this kind of hobby. Do you also have maybe like a bit like fun or different kind of hobbies, every time I say to someone, when they're like, yeah, what is your hobby at the moment? I'm like, yeah, I don't have so much time, but I've started really learning hieroglyphs. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, why? What? And I don't know, do you have this kind of hobbies too? Or, yeah, I don't know. And if you would like to learn it, then don't hesitate to have a look at the Instagram accounts. I will also put them in the description box below. And yeah, and that's about it, I think, for this month. It was, I think, a busy enough month, and I will see you in the next month's favorites. Bye, guys.